of other local radars and technology that can pinpoint right down to your street.
First just got faster. From the station that's on your side, this is News 12 at 6 o'clock.
The National Hurricane Center has issued a tropical storm warning for the first time ever for Southern California. And officials are warning of catastrophic flooding from Tropical Storm Hillary. But first, 200 feet away from Josie High School is the Purpose Center, a place that mentors youth in the community to keep them on a straight path in life. Our Sydney Hood stopped by the center to check in after last week's shooting at Josie High School.
Located just feet away from Josie High School is the Purpose Center. The idea is to let young people know that there is a place and a purpose for them in the world. The doors are open to anyone, but the focus is on younger people. They offer after-school programming to about 30 kids from 1st to 8th grade to give them direction and a chance at life.
In today's society, having places where kids can go and, have an influence besides their parents is important, and that in this great big world where maybe they're pushed around at school, that they matter to somebody.
Coming up all new tonight on News 12 at 11 o'clock, we'll take you inside the Purpose Center, see the impact they have not only on kids, but their parents as well, and hear from them how they found their purpose here. In Augusta, Sydney Hood, on your side.
Alrighty, thanks for that, Sydney. And now we're going to toss things over to First Alert meteorologist Emily Acton. Emily, again with the hot weather, the summer just keeps on rolling.
Yeah, Craig, it's here and it's staying at least for the next 7 days, so I can tell you that. A little bit of rainfall for our southern counties, but overall we are mostly dry this afternoon. We've stayed mostly dry throughout the day today, but like I said, a little bit of onshore flow bringing up a couple of showers for, again, those lucky folks a little bit more to our south, but overall, most of us are dry. Most of us are in those lower 90s this afternoon. Again, that's kind of where we topped off, those lower to middle 90s. This is one of the cooler days that we can expect over the next 7 days. Heat index values are in those upper 90s. Some places seeing those triple digits. Louisville sitting at 103 right now. Allendale 100, but we're 98 here in Augusta. Again, really not that big of a difference between those different heat indices, but we're going to cool down overnight. We're going to do it all again tomorrow, Craig, but as we go throughout our work week, we're going to be warming up and might even see those triple digits some days.
Already in breaking news, traffic is shut down at Highway 25 North, heading towards Burke County High School due to a cattle truck accident. Burke County Sheriff's Office is working on getting traffic moving again and asks that you find an alternative route if possible. And people across Southern California are bracing for what could be a once-in-a-lifetime event. Tropical Storm Hillary is aiming toward a large swath in the southwest. People in Los Angeles and surrounding areas are bracing for rainfall for up to an inch an hour, power outages, and mudslides.
Hillary slammed into Baja, Mexico Sunday morning as a tropical storm. It's expected to blast into Los Angeles during the early evening hours.
This is an unprecedented weather event.
Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass urged residents to hunker down.
Avoid unnecessary travel. Make sure your emergency kit and essential devices are on hand, and ensure that all of your devices are charged.
Several mountain communities are under evacuation orders because of the potential for mudslides. Officials are warning people of flash flooding. The LA River, usually a trickle, is now raging. And along the coast, crews have erected berms on the beaches. Residents in Long Beach scrambled to fill sandbags.
I'm afraid people might die. Flooding where people lose some property is one thing, but flooding where people die is another.
And farther inland, the deserts may see a year's worth of rainfall in just one day. Several roads here in the Palm Springs area are closed. Runoff from the mountains will turn these now dry washes into raging rapids.
The desert goes from 0 to 100 quickly.
The Palm Springs Fire Department has 11 swiftwater rescue crews staged.
We have a big history, unfortunately, of people going around the barricades, people going through them. And it looks like it's only 2-3 inches of water coming through. What they don't understand is the whole road's washed out below it, and it could be 3-4 foot deep.
Some are letting Hillary impact their weekend. People are visiting Disneyland, surfers are taking advantage of the waves, and Las Vegas is open for business, where heavy rain is expected next. Forecasters say the storm will move through fast, but the overall impact of this rare weather event has yet to be determined. Jason Allen, CBS News, Palm Springs.
And Hillary will be the first tropical storm to impact the West Coast since 1939. The average amount of rainfall for August in Los Angeles is 0 inches. Today is already the second wettest August day on record. And former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows has filed a motion to dismiss charges against him. Fulton County grand jury handed up charges against Meadows last week that include violations under Georgia's racketeering law and solicitation of violation of oath by a public officer. Meadows is one of former President Donald Trump's 18 co-defendants in the state's 2020 election interference probe, and in the filing, Meadows cites presidential immunity. Meadows also argues that the charges should be dismissed based on the First and 14th Amendments. The Georgia Department of Agriculture says a beekeeper in Savannah saw 2 yellow-leg hornets, also known as invasive hornets. The agency says the beekeeper reported it immediately to authorities, which they hope you do too if you see the hornet, because it can hurt our farms.
Hornet feeds on a variety of insects, including honeybees and other native pollinators. If allowed to establish in the state of Georgia and the United States, this pest could threaten honeybee production, native pollinators, and the agricultural industry in the state of Georgia.
State officials say there is a plan to eradicate the yellow-legged hornet if more are spotted. And just a reminder, the hornets pose no serious threat to people. And today, August 20th, is recognized as World Mosquito Day. The day is used to raise awareness of mosquito-borne illnesses, and it started back in 1897 when the malaria parasite was discovered. The World Health Organization says malaria is the cause of about 400,000 deaths a year. And the CDC says 9 cases of the disease have been reported this summer in Florida and Texas. That's the first time in 20 years. And a heads up, Costco is recalling 350,000 Ubio Labs power bank cell phone chargers after reports of the charger catching on fire, including one on board a plane. That fire resulted in 4 reports of smoke inhalation and a minor burn injury. The products were sold from September 2018 through December 2020, and if you have bought the charger, you should contact Costco for a full refund. And the nationwide nonprofit Operation Gratitude celebrates 20 years of saying thank you to military and first responder communities by packaging 8,500 care packages. Around 100 volunteers geared up Saturday for their 3rd event in Charleston, and out of the 8,500 care packages, 3,500 were specifically for female vets. The care packages contain snacks, personal care items, and the most cherished items, homemade gifts.
Many times for the military and for the first responders, it sometimes seems like a thankless job. But to be able to provide a care package for them put together by people that they don't know, probably people they'll never meet, with just some things, just reminders that people do care.
The mission travels nationwide making and delivering these packages, but this is only their 3rd event in the Charleston area. And one man has witnessed many historic milestones, but on Saturday, he got to witness his own. World War II veteran Corporal Leonard Turner celebrated his 100th birthday.
Really know the difference between how I felt at 99 and now that I'm 100. But at any rate, it feels great to reach the number and be in good health.
Keeping strong there, and Leonard says his birthday wish is to continue to stay healthy and to live as long as he can. Well, thousands of people are evacuating, and concerns continue to rise over air quality as wildfires in Washington state continue to spread.
Well, temperatures and humidity levels expected to rise throughout our work week, and we have some activity going on in the tropics. I'll inform you on everything that you need to know coming up after the break.
At Denny's,
It's diner time.
now open really late.
Everybody has a Labor Day sale
So why is Weinberger's any different?
because we have tons of quality Weinberger furniture at low, low prices.
That's right. I bought a lot of extra inventory this summer, and it needs to go at any price.
We have store-wide markdowns on our huge selection in all 3 locations.
Get great quality name brand furniture at huge discounts now through Labor Day.
Get the best prices on Weinberger's furniture this Labor Day, in stock and ready for delivery.
I'm Mike Costello. Welcome back, and we're giving you a live look over the Calhoun Expressway. Looking pretty sunny, and it's continuing to be that summer warm, and it's not going away anytime soon. Emily, I'm hearing triple digits potentially next weekend.
Yeah, that is definitely a possibility. The highest temperature we've seen so far this year in Augusta was 98. Over in Aiken, also saw 98 as the average high, or for the highest temperature that we've seen so far this year. Yeah, we might give that a run for its money coming up this week. It's not really something that you want, but it's August, still pretty hot out there, and this is pretty typical for this time of year. Something else that's pretty typical for this time of year is the tropics becoming more active. We have lots to talk about, lots of activity going on in the tropics right now, but kind of want to rein it in and go step by step for us. What we're seeing here more locally, mostly dry, a couple of quick passing isolated showers, mainly south of Interstate 20 and really for our southern counties. That's just some onshore flow from the coast, so that's just kind of bringing some of that moisture, sea breeze to us, and that's what makes these couple afternoon showers pop up, which lucky for them because they're cooling off just a little bit. We are in those middle 90s on average across the CSRA. Some places, I guess we could say lower 90s if we want to do that. Evans at 94. It's 93 in Augusta. Gibson, 91. Allendale also at 91. But this is all due to a high pressure that is just kind of sitting there over really the Midwest, and that's going to continue into our work week. I mean, here's Tuesday, not moving much. Wednesday, really kind of staying the same. Thursday starts to move a little bit more off to the west. Maybe a little bit of relief Thursday, but I mean, I'm not expecting us to see any major relief until around Sunday. So next Sunday is probably going to be our next day that we can feel the difference, I should say. So temperatures will be in those 90s, lower and middle 90s for the start of our work week. And we're going to warm up past that. But again, hour by hour, overnight tonight, things are calm, dry, mostly sunny throughout the day tomorrow. And we'll warm up into those middle 90s. A little bit of cloud cover coming in, but kind of too little too late for our evening. That's going to actually keep us on the warmer side overnight. So again, very hot stretch for us and a dry stretch. That's a different story. Over in California, they have Tropical Storm Hillary. So again, we kind of just saw the impacts there that they are expecting, or the preparation work, I should say, but already getting some decent amount of rainfall, and the tropics are active right now. Again, we are approaching peak hurricane season. We have lots of activity. We have a tropical wave that we're keeping an eye on in the Gulf, some down even in the Caribbean. That's actually going to be our second named storm. We officially have Tropical Storm Emily. Craig, I've been talking about this, I feel like, for weeks, saying that the next storm was going to be forming into something, but finally have Tropical Storm Emily, and we have Tropical Storm Franklin. So two tropical storms have developed over the past 10 hours. So definitely starting to activate, starting to become a lot more active out there in the tropics. There's a couple of more areas of concern that we're just kind of keeping an eye on right now, but just wanted to touch base there. But yeah, Craig, it's going to be a hot week. It's really looking like Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be the hottest days, but nonetheless, 99 versus 100, you're not going to tell that big of a difference. It's going to be hot.
Thanks for the heads up there, Emily. And moving over to Washington State, thousands of people are evacuating 3 massive wildfires. Those fires have already burned several homes and killed at least 1 person. And Jesse Kirsch tells us there are concerns about the impact the smoke is having on air quality.
A state of emergency in eastern Washington. Crews battling multiple wind-blown wildfires. At least 1 already turned deadly, with thousands evacuated. 3 different wildfires, the Great, Winona, and Oregon blazes, all raging outside Spokane since Friday.
How severe are these fires compared to others that you've seen in your community before? Where do these rank?
It is incredible, the destruction that occurred in these residential neighborhoods and how quickly that fire overtook that community.
Spokane County Sheriff telling me at least 1 person has been found dead in the Great Fire Zone.
I would not be surprised if we have more fatalities as we're able to get into areas and investigate.
At last word, that blaze 0% contained.
This is one of the most challenging, difficult fires that Washington State's seen because of the fuel load, the wind, and the heavy population.
The region's fires have already destroyed at least 300 structures, including homes.
I started to remember all the treasures from family heirlooms that I'll never get back.
And beyond the fire zone, officials warn smoke from these blazes as well as Canadian wildfires are making air quality dangerous in more than half of Washington state. Meanwhile, authorities urging people to evacuate the Washington fire zones when told.
We know properties can be rebuilt, possessions can be replaced, but lives are irreplaceable.
With the unpredictable fire threat far from over.
And coming up, when you're on vacation, the last thing you want to find in your hotel are snakes. Well, guests at a hotel in Wisconsin say that was their reality, and we'll have more on that story and more when News 12 at 6 o'clock continues.
Your accident is check possible. First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Lexus Acura Infinity.
Emmy Award-winning actor Ron Cephas Jones has died. Jones was well known for his role on the hit TV show This Is Us, for which he won 2 Emmy Awards. In 2020, he and his daughter Jasmine Cephas Jones both won Emmy Awards, making them the first father-daughter pair to win in the same year. Jones was 66 years old. And it's been a sad 24 hours for caretakers at the Seaquarium in Florida. One of the aquarium's beloved attractions, a killer whale named Lolita, also known as Toki, died from a kidney condition. The 57-year-old orca lived at the Seaquarium for 53 years after she was captured. She performed with trainers for decades but retired last year. And the Seaquarium is located about 5 miles east of Miami. Animal rights activists have advocated for her release back into the ocean. Seaquarium said back in March that Lolita was going to be released back into the ocean. And guests staying at a hotel in Wisconsin found they had some unwelcome patrons joining them in the pool and hot tub. Snakes, and it was all caught on camera. Caroline Reinwald has the story.
While getting ready to take a dip in her hotel's pool over the weekend, Michelle Greasy says she discovered something else in the water.
So there's a snake here.
That's right, snakes in the pool and hot tub.
Sure enough, I go in and there's a snake in the hot tub.
Greasy shared photos and a video of the small snakes, one in the hot tub, another slithering down the hall.
I literally watched the snake slither under the person's door. So I knocked on this gentleman's door and he came out and I was like, well, there's a snake in your room. He's like, yeah, I see that. So he grabbed us under to try to catch the snake.
She wasn't the only one removing snakes.
He was getting out of the hot tub and saw a snake trying to get out of it. So he was scared to touch it. So he grabbed his shirt, grabbed the snake, and rescued it out of the hot tub.
A Washington Ozaukee Public Health Department report says while an inspector was here at the hotel testing the pool and the hot tub, they discovered a snake skin and told the manager to contact a professional pest control company. The report says one staff member hypothesized hotel guests were leaving the exterior fire exit doors open. The thought, a pregnant snake may have slithered inside. The hotel manager not available to speak to us Thursday. Can you tell me anything about the snakes on the property? Like if they're here still? Okay. After only getting half of a refund, Greasy says she won't book another stay.
I mean, I think the thing that threw me off the most was watching the snake slither under the person's door, and knowing that I was on the first floor, I was like, what would I have done if the snake slithered into my room?
I can only imagine. Samuel Jackson's talent agent has already called him on the script on this one. Just a lot of snakes in this hotel. I can't say the full line there at home, folks, but coming up in sports, Georgia unveils their Phase 1 progress at home at Stanford Stadium, plus by Kirby Fields. Carson Beck is the answer on offense. That's all new coming up next.
Ready. On your sideline, sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
All right, Georgia, new season, new quarterback, new look. Sanford Stadium will look a little different for Dogs fans this year. UGA just finished its first phase of a multi-million-dollar upgrade to the home of your two-time defending college football champions. The changes made just in time for the start of this season. The biggest change made was the expansion of the concourse between Gate 6 and Gate 9. There is more seating for disabled fans, bigger bathrooms, and a sensory room in case fans needed quiet space during games. It's consistently set at 66 degrees, and it fits about 6 to 8 people.
where if someone is having a sensory episode of any nature, they can be directed to that space. Provides all the same amenities that we do in a first aid room or anything else, but it's its own dedicated space that doesn't have other first aid needs coming to it as well.
Stein says it's the first sensory needs space in a college stadium. The plans for phase 2 are set to begin in November and will likely finish before the start of the 2024 season. The wait is over to see who will be leading the Dogs on offense this season. Kirby Smart tabbed Carson Beck as the starter after their final scrimmage. Beck has been with Georgia since 2020. Not a surprise. He's been flirting with the starting job since his G-Day performance.
It's challenging, and Carson can handle that really well. When you get down to a game plan week and you say, okay, we're only going to take this 65% of our offense, and defense only does so much, you're not asking those quarterbacks to make as many decisions. But Carson is very knowledgeable, very intelligent, one of the smartest quarterbacks I've been around when it comes to being able to handle the volume of offense we do, combined with the defense we throw at him.
Beck threw for 310 yards and 4 touchdowns last season, so it's going to be an exciting year for the Dogs.
All right, I can't wait to see it. We're seeing 3 in a row.
That's the game plan, right? I mean, Kirby Smart wouldn't have it any other way, right?
No. Always tweeting out, well, I guess Xing out, I don't know, how you posting out, go Dogs. Every time. It always looks up.
I think it's like every day, yeah. It always hits my notifications at least.
I love it. No, I'm a go Dogs. Might be a different dog, but it's all right. Going to Mississippi State. Anyways, still, if I say go Dogs, everybody's fine. It's better than the other team that I pulled for, which I'm not going to expose that just yet.
Don't say that. Don't.
Yeah.
I know what it is.
Yeah,
but
you know
you're
where
not
I'm
allowed
from,
to say that here.
so yeah, probably going to hold that one to myself just a little bit longer. During football season, it might slip out. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyways, take a look at the forecast for the next 7 days. A very hot next 7 days. Those humidity levels will start to rise again. We have a high pressure just off to our west, and that's kind of keeping us dry and hot, very humid. But relief looks to be on the way in form of rainfall by the end of next weekend, so definitely looking forward to that. Very hot week in store for us, though. Get ready.
Alrighty, well, thank you for joining us here on News 12 at 6 o'clock. Be sure to join us one last time for more news, weather, and sports before you start your week.